Okay, greetings one and all, and welcome to day number 2. Yes, day number 2, week 15, spring 2024, of our journey together. That's day number 2, week 15, spring 2024, of our journey together, and it's definitely a delight to have each and every one of you here for this evening's classes. Let's begin by heading up, right? So today is Tuesday. So today is Tuesday, the 16th of April, 2024. The subject is, of course, mathematics. And the topic is operating on mixed numbers. So operating on mixed numbers. All right, so let's say that we have a question, and the question says that we want to, oh, you know, I didn't send the thing to Alyssa. Alyssa. Let's see.
Excuse me, Mr. Petit.
Can you hear me? Yes, go ahead.
I wanted to ask around 8 o'clock, can I leave early to study for my exams tomorrow?
What exams you have tomorrow?
My mock exam, because I do school exams before BJC exams.
Okay, yeah, sure, no problem.
Thank you.
Okay, so today is, let's go ahead and write down the question. The question says that we want question number 1. Still example, so let's call this example number 1, and we want to find the value of the following. So we want to figure out what is the value of this. We can call it numerical expression. So what we have is we have just mixed numbers, and we have to operate on them. And so the idea is that, like, what do we do when we have to deal with these mixed numbers? Like if we start off with just the mixed numbers that we have. And so let's go ahead and do that. So I want to say that we want to make sure that our answer is in simplest form. So let's go ahead and write that down. So find the value of the following. Oopsies. Let's go back here. We can say that the following numerical expression we want to write the answer in lowest terms. I'm not going to put that because I got take too much space. We want to write our answer in lowest terms. So let's say that we have, so this is going to be our number 1. Let me change the color. So for number 1, we have, say that we have 2 and 3/4. So we have 2 and 3/4. Erase that. 2 and 3/4. And we want to add that to 5 and 1/8. I'm going to subtract that with 3 and 1/2. So again, we have 2 and 3/4 plus 5 and 1 over 8 minus 3 and 1 over 2. So if we had to do a question like this, my first question is, how do you think that we would do it? How would we go ahead and answer this question? What would we do? We have 2 and 3 over 4 plus 5 and 1 over 8 minus 3 and 1 over 2. What would we do?
You will make the signs the same.
Make the signs the same? Yeah, make the signs the same. What was the first thing we would do to our mixed numbers? Because we just have mixed numbers, right? But we want to add these two and then we subtract.
Fraction.
We would what? Turn them into what?
Improper fraction.
Yeah, we would turn them into improper fractions. So how would we do that? How would we take 2 over 3 and turn it into improper fraction? We have to do what?
Multiply the denominator.
I could barely hear you, Sabria.
Multiply the denominator, the whole number, and add the
Very good.
answer to the numerator.
Very good. Very good. So in order to find in order for us to convert this mixed number into an improper fraction, the first thing we have to do is we have to multiply 2 and 4. And when we multiply 2 times 4, what do we get? That's going to be what?
8.
8 plus 3 is going to be what? 8, 9, 10, 11. So this is going to be 11, right? 11 over 4. 11 over 4. So that's how we convert this particular mixed number into a fraction. So we say 2 times 4, which is going to be 8, plus 3. So 8, 9, 10, 11, and that's going to be 11 over 4. Plus. Now we have another mixed number, right? We have another mixed number. And what we have to do is we have to take this mixed number and convert it into an improper fraction in the same way. So we have this mixed number, we're going to convert it into an improper fraction. So it's going to be plus. We say 5 multiplied by 8 plus 1. So 5 multiplied by 8 plus 1. What is 5 times 8? That's going to be what? What is 5 times 8?
40.
40 plus 1. 40 plus 1 is going to be what?
41.
41. Very good. So it's going to be 41 over 8. So just to repeat how we got our answer, the way that we got our answer was we took 5 and we multiplied by 8, and that gave us 40. And we add the 1, which gave us 41 over 8. All right. So that's how we did that first one. Let me just put this here. So we have 41 over 8. 41 over 8. Next, we're gonna do 3 and 1 over 2. So we're gonna multiply 3 and 2, and then we're gonna add 1. Right. So do we say minus? What is 3 times 2? 3 times 2 is what? 3 times 2 is what? 6 plus 1 is what? 7. 7. So we have 7 over 2. And so we are done with that part. We converted each mixed number into improper fractions. So we have 2 and 3 over 4 plus 5 and 1 over 8 minus 3.5. Again, what do? We say 2 times 4, which gives us 8 plus 3, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's how we had 11 over 4. And then we say 5 times 8. 5 times 8 is 40 plus 1. It's going to be 41. So we have 41 over 8. And then we say 3 times 2. 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is going to be 7. So we have 7 over 2. And so now we have 11 over 4 plus 41 over 8 minus 7 over 2. So we have 11 over 4 plus 41 over 8 minus 7 over 2. What we're going to do now, because we have essentially improper fractions that we have to add and then subtract. So how are we going to do this? What's the first thing we're going to do once we find ourselves in this situation? What are we going to do?
Find the LCM.
Very good. We're going to find the LCM. So we have to find the LCM of 3 numbers. What are those 3 numbers? We got to find the LCM of what?
4, 8,
Of 4, 8, and 2. So in order for us to find them at the LCM of 4, 8, and 2, we have to, list the multiples of 4. What are the multiples of 4? Help me out. It's gonna be what? 4,
4,
12,
8,
8,
8,
12,
12,
16,
16,
20,
okay, 20, 24, and so on, right? So we have the we're gonna first find the LCM, or the lowest common multiple, of 4, 8, and 2. And the way that we do that is we do that by first listing the multiples of 4, 8, and 2. The multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. And the multiples of 8 are gonna be what? 8, help me out. 8, what else? 16,
16,
what else?
24,
24,
32,
32, 32,
and 40.
and 40, right? And the list goes on. So we have 8, 16, 24, 32, and 40, and that continues. And then finally, we have the multiples of 2. So the multiples of 2 are going to be what? 2,
2, 4,
4,
4,
4,
8,
8,
6,
8,
8,
10, 12.
12.
10,
Oh, that's all.
and 12, and so on, right? And so what that means is that the LCM, or the lowest common multiple, of 4, 8, and 2 is going to be what?
8,
It's going to be 8. It's going to be 8. So 8, 8, and 8 again. Give me one moment, please. Okay, so we have 8, and then we have 8, and then we have another 8 here. So what does that mean? That means that the LCM of 4, 8, and 2 is going to be what?
8.
It's going to be 8. So LCM of 4, 8, and 2 is going to be 8. And so since the LCM is 8, what does that mean? What are we going to do with the denominators? What are we going to do?
Make all of them 8.
Make all of them 8. Very good. So what times 4 gives us 8? What times 4 gives us 8?
2.
2. Very good. So whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the what? To the top. So we have 4 times 2, so it's going to be 11 times 2. The same thing applies to the bottom. Sorry, the same thing applies to 8. We multiply 8 times 2. I mean, no. It's already 8, so we're going to multiply 8 by what? What times 8 gives me 8?
1.
1, yeah. So it's going to be 8 times 1. And it's going to be 41 times what? 41 times 1, right? And then what times 2 gives me 8?
4.
4. Again, whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the top. And so now we have 7 times what? 7 times 4.
4.
Okay, so now we have to multiply, right? So we now have we now have it's gonna be equal to 4 times 2, we know that's gonna be 8. What is 11 times 2? What is 11 times 2? That's gonna be what?
22.
22. 11 times 2 is 22 plus, well, 8 times 1 is 8, and 41 times 1 is what?
41.
41, so it stays at 41. And so it's gonna be 41 over 8 minus 2 times 4 is gonna be what? 2 times 4 is
8.
8. Very good. And then 7 times 4 is what?
28.
7 times 4 is 28. And so now we have 22 over 8 plus 41 over 8 minus 28 over 8. Okay. And what we could do is we could deal with we can add first and then we can subtract, right? So let's add first. So we have 22 over 8 plus 41 over 8. And what is that going to give us? It's going to leave us with what? If we add them,
63 over 16.
16. I get a 16.
I mean 8.
8, 60 what? So I want to add 22 and I want to add 41. So I just add the numerator. I'm just adding the numerators. So 2 plus 1 is what?
63.
3. And then 4 plus 2 is what?
6.
6. And so we have 63. And so this is going to be what? 63 over what? 63 over
16.
Over 8
over 8. That's
Like you said,
minus
8, 16.
21 over 8.
minus. We're going to bring down the. We're going to bring down the
28.
28.
over 8.
So it's going to be it's going to be 28 over 8, and it's going to be equal to, what is 63 minus 28?
35 over 8.
Yeah, I got 35 over 8 as well. So we subtract it, so it's going to be 35 over 8. Again, the way how we got 35 over 8 is because we subtracted, right? What did we subtract? Well, we subtract 63 minus what number? Minus 28. And so it's going to be 63 minus 28. We cancel out the 6, that gives us what? 5. And this becomes what? 13. 13 minus 8, that's going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's going to be 5, right? 5, and then 5 minus 2 is going to be what? 3. So it's going to be 35 there. And so we have 35 over 8. And so we're done, right? We're finished.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Paul,
No, sir.
Paul, we're finished.
No, sir.
No, sir.
So if we're not finished, what we need to do? We need to do what?
Divided.
We need to
Divide.
write 35 over 8 as a what?
Mixed fraction.
As a mixed fraction or improper fraction. So let's go ahead and do that. And how can we, change into a mixed fraction by what? By what?
Divide.
Dividing for sure. So this is gonna be, so let's divide. And so let's divide. So we have 8 into 35. So how many times can 8 go into 35? We can say 8 goes into 35, how many times? That's 4 times? Yeah, 4 times. And so 8 into 35, that's gonna be, 8 times 4 is gonna be what?
32.
32.
32, very good. 32. So we have 35 minus 32. So 5 minus 2 is definitely
Sorry.
3. And so that means that the 4 is gonna be what? It's gonna be your whole
Whole number.
number. Yeah, that's gonna be a whole number. The 8 is gonna be your what?
Denominator.
Denominator. And the 3 is gonna be your what?
Numerator.
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 So the 4 is the whole number that stands alone. The 3 is the numerator that goes on top. And the 8 is the denominator that goes at the bottom. And so there's gonna be, it's gonna be equal to 4, right? And 3 over what? 3 over 8. And now we're finished, right? Or we could simplify some more.
We could simplify. No, sir, we finished.
We finish, or we could
No,
simplify
sir, we
what you
can't
all think?
simplify it.
Yeah, we
We
cannot
can't
simplify.
simplify it.
We can't simplify it anymore. So the answer is 4 and 3 over 8. Let me know if you understand how we got this. Again, let me know if you understand how we got
Okay.
this.
Yes, sir.
Jevin,
sir.
Bree,
Yes.
Yes, sir.
China, Olivia.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
Bryce,
sir.
Juan.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. The rest of you who did not answer, let me know if you understand how we got this. Persons who did not answer. Okay, Ma,
Yes, sir.
Angel.
I understand.
Okay. Ajani, good. So the answer is gonna be 4 and 3 over 8. So I'm gonna need, where is China? China, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Explain how we got 4 and 3 over 8, starting with converting the mixed numbers into improper fractions.
Yes, so first we have to change it into the equation. Well, we have to change it into improper fraction from mixed fraction. So we do 4 times 2 plus 3, and 4 times 2 is 8, and plus 3 equals 11. So we bring it down to 11 over 4 plus 5, 1 over 8, and we have to change it into improper fraction, which is 8 times 5, which is 40, plus 1 is 41. So you bring it down and it equals 41 over 8. Then we subtract it by 3, 1 over 2. And then when we change it into improper fraction, it's 2 times 3 plus 1. And 2 times 3 equals 6 plus 1 equals 7. So you bring it down and it's 7 over 2. Then we have to change the denominator and find the lowest common multiple. And the lowest common multiple is 8. So we times 4 times 2, which equals 8. And whatever you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. So we have to do 11 times 2. And then we bring it down and it equals 22 over 8. And then we just leave, then we do 8 times 1 equals 8, and 41 times 1 equals 41. And then we do 2 times 4, which equals 8, and 7 times 4, which equals 28. We just bring it down and now we get to answer it. So
Okay.
then we do the 22 plus 44, and 22 plus 44 is 63. So we bring it down and put 63 over 8, take away 28 over 8. And then we answer it, and then it equals 35 over 8. But we have to change it into a mixed fraction. And when we change it into a mixed fraction, we get the mixed fraction for 3 over 8.
Very good. 4 and 3 over 8. I need one more person now to explain this.
I don't.
Nope, Jevin, nope. I need someone else. Someone like, where's
Yep.
Tegan? Where's Tegan?
Hello?
Do you understand how we got that answer?
I kind of understand.
You kind of understand? Well, see if you could explain how we got 4 and 3 over 8.
Yes, so first we have to convert the mixed fractions into improper fractions. We do that by multiplying the denominator by the whole number, then adding the numerator.
Mhm.
So 4 times 2 equals 8 plus 3 equals 11. And we're going to keep the denominator. So it'll be 11 over 4. We do the same for the second one. So it'll be 41 over 8 minus 7 over 2. We're also gonna find the least common multiple.
Mhm.
So for all of them, that is 8, and we're gonna, I don't know how to explain that part as well.
Wait, which one?
but
Which part?
the part like the least common multiple part.
Okay, so what's the lowest common multiple?
It's 8.
It's 8. Good. So we ask ourselves, we focus at the bottom now. What times 4 gives you 8?
2.
2. And then we look at 8. What times 8 gives you 8?
8 times 1,
Good. And then at the 2, what times 2 gives you 8?
4.
Good. So whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the top, right? So we have 4
Yes, sir.
times 2. So we have 11 times 2. Then we do 8 times 1. So we do 41 times 1. And then we do 2 times 4, and we do 7 times 4. You understand that now?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Now continue.
Okay. Okay, so the answer to all of those is, for the first one, it's 22 over 8 plus 41 over 8 minus 28 over 8. 22 over 8 plus 41 over 8 equals 63 over 8. Then we're gonna bring down the 22 over 8, and we're gonna subtract those two, which gives us 35 over 8. And we're going to turn that into mixed fraction. To do that, we're going to divide 35 by 8. 8 can go into 35 4 times. We're going to keep the denominator as 8, and the remainder is 3. So it'll be 3 over 8.
Good. Thank you. By the way, if you're finished with this, take a picture of this and send it to me via WhatsApp. I need everyone, once you're finished with this slide, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Everyone needs to send in their notes based on this first slide before we move on to the second one. Ajani?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, Chai?
I don't have my phone right now, so I'm going to be sending you my work to a different phone, from a different phone.
No problem. Just mention your name when you send it. Ajani,
Sure.
do you understand how we got our answer? Ajani?
Yes.
Okay, and Aliana, do you understand how we got our answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, for those of you who are finished, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, for those of you who are finished, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, for those of you who are finished, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, for those of you who are finished, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Thank you. Thank you, Chai, Dia, Kingston, Aliana, Matthew, Olivia, and the rest of you who are sending in their work. I need the rest of you all to send in your work. All right. All right, let's go ahead and do another question. All right.
Mr. Ting,
Yes, Joseph.
is this the only way to how you do it?
No, that's not the only way. There's another way. You could add the numbers up. So you could say 5 plus 2, and that'll give you 7, and minus 3, that gives you 4. And then you could add the fractions afterwards.
Is there
And then
like
subtract. Uh-huh.
is there like a shorter way for like your mind to like remember it?
In
You
your
like
mind?
remember it and see it?
In your mind? No, you have to go to the work, and there's no shorter way to do like a mental math, and no, not that I know of. The only other way is, like I said, you can either way you still have to add fractions. So you still have to know how to add fractions. But if you deal with the whole numbers first and then deal with the fractions later, that's another way. But yeah, there's no other shorter way. Okay, so let's move on to the next question. Let's do another example like this. So Clara joins. And for those of you who are still writing, I post the questions inside the chat. Let's do another example. This is example number 2. And so for example number 2, the instructions is to find the value of the numerical expression, ensuring that your answer is in simplest terms. So we want to find the value of the following numerical expression. Ensure that your answer is in lowest terms. And by lowest terms, we mean that you cannot simplify further, but that it's in the lowest that it could go, right? So that's the instructions for this one. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. So we have okay, so we have 3. This is question number 2. Example number 2. So for example number 2, we have I don't even know why I have that written. I already have example number 2 on top of that. So we have 3 and 7 over 12. Plus 4 and 2 over 3 minus 2 and 5 over 6. All right, can someone tell me what's the first thing that I'm gonna do with this? What's the first thing I'm gonna do with this numerical expression?
Change the mixed numbers.
Change the mixed numbers.
Change the mixed
proper
numbers
fractions.
into improper fractions. And how are we gonna do that?
You do 3 times.
Multiply
12.
We do 3 times 12, and then we add our result to 7. And so same thing here. We're gonna multiply. Well, let's go ahead and do it. 3 times 12 is what? 36, right? 3 times 12 is 36, and then 36 plus 7 is what?
83.
No, 36 plus 7.
43.
43. It's gonna be 43 over what? 43 over 12, right? So again, we do 3 times 12, which is 36, plus 7 is going to be 43. So we have 43 over 12, plus 4 times 3. So we do 4 times 3 plus 2. So 4 times 3. What is 4 times 3? That's going to be what?
12.
4 times 3 is going to be 12, plus 2 is what?
14.
14. It's going to be 14. 14 over what? 14 over 3 minus, then we have 2 times 6, right? Plus 5. What is 2 times 6? It's going to be what?
12.
2 times 6 is 12, plus 5 is
17.
17. Very good. So we have 17 over what? 17 over, what's our denominator?
6.
6.
6. Very good. So what did we do here? We converted each mixed number into improper fractions. So we said 3 times 12, which gives us 36, plus 7 is going to be 43. That's how we got 43 over 12. Then we say 4 times 3. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is going to be 14. Then we say 2 times 6, which is 12, plus 5 is going to be 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So we have 17 over 6. What's the next step in our journey in solving this? What we have to do? The next step,
Find the LCM.
we have to find the LCM, or we have to find the lowest common multiple of what 3 numbers?
12, 3, and 6.
Very good. We have to find LCM of 12, 3, and 6. And so in order to do that, what we have to do is we have to list the multiples of 12. So let's start off by listing the multiples of 12. What are the multiples of 12? It's going to be what?
12,
12,
24,
24,
36,
36,
48,
48,
60.
60, and so on. We're going to let that continue. And then we have, for this one, we have the multiples of 3 now. Help me out with the multiples of 3. It's going to be what?
3, 6,
3,
6, 9,
9,
12,
12,
12,
15,
10,
15. And we have 18. And then we continue on and on. And then the multiples of 6. What are the multiples of 6? We have what?
6,
6,
12,
then 12,
18,
then 18,
24,
then 24,
30.
then 30, and so on. And so these are the multiples of 12, 12, 24, 36, 48, 60, and so on. These are multiples of 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, and so on. And these are the multiples of 6, 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30. But what is the lowest common multiple of these 3 numbers? It's going to be
12.
what?
12.
Definitely going to be 12. So we have 12 here, we have 12 here, and we have 12 here. All right, so that's the lowest common multiple of the 3 numbers. And what that means is that our denominators, all of our denominators have to be what? Or do all of our
12.
so all of our denominators have to be 12. Okay, so if that's the case, what times 12 gives me 12?
1.
1. Very good, 1. And whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the top. So we multiply by 1 as well. Next, we have 3. And what times 3 gives me 12?
4.
4. Very good, 4. And so we have 3 times 4, which is 12. And whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the top. It's going to be 4. And then 2, what times, and then 6, what times 6 gives me 12?
2.
2, very good. So we have 6 times 2 multiplied by 2. Okay, good. So what have we done so far? We have taken each each mixed number and expressed them as improper fractions. And then then what we have to do now is we found the LCM. Oh, I didn't write it explicitly. The LCM of these numbers, the LCM of 12, 3, and 6 is going to be equal to 12. So the next step we did was we found the LCM of 12, 3, and 6, which is 12. And after we did that, we said, okay, this is what we're gonna do. We're going to take 43 and 12, and with each one of these denominators, we're gonna try and make it 12. And so we say 12 times 1, which is 12, 3 times 4, which is 12, 6 times 2, which is 12. So all the denominators are gonna be 12. But the only thing is that whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the top in order for us to keep the numbers. In order for us to find equivalent fractions, we have to, whatever we do to the bottom, we must do the top. And so we say 12 times 1 is going to be, so it's going to be equal to 12 times 1, which is what? 12. And then 43 times 1, which is what?
43.
43, very good. Plus 3 times 4 is
12.
And then 14 times 4 is what?
56.
56, yeah. 56. Minus, we're gonna subtract 6 times 12 is what? 6 times 2 is 12. And 17 times 2 is what?
34.
34. All right, so we have 43 over 12 plus 56 over 12 minus 34 over 12. What we're gonna do now is we're going to add these two fractions. So it's gonna be equal to what is 43 plus 56?
99.
43 plus 56. Six plus 3 is what? It's 9.
9.
5 plus 4 is 9.
Excuse me, Mr.
Uh-huh.
I already finished it.
You ready to finish it? What's your answers?
My mixed number for the n is 5 and 5 over 12.
5 and 5 over 12. Okay, anyone else
Yes,
finish it?
sir.
Anyone else finish it? And got
Yes, sir.
what you got, China?
I got the same thing.
Got the same thing?
I
Okay.
got the same.
Okay, so let's see if you're all right. 5 and what?
5 over 12.
5 and 5 over 12. Okay. Next, we have is going to be subtract minus 34 over 12. 34 over 12. And so now we have to just subtract it, right? And so 99 over 12 minus 34 over 12. We just have to subtract the numerators. So we have 99 minus 34. 99 minus 34. And so we have 9 minus 4, which is going to be 5. And then 9 minus 3, which is what? 9 minus 3 is, I got 6. So 9 minus 4 is 5. And then 9 minus 3 is 6. And so this is going to be 65 over 12. All right, so we're done, right? Are we finished? Or we still have some more to do? What do we have to do if we're not finished?
Divide.
We have to divide. Very good. So we have to convert this improper fraction, which is 65 over 12. We have to convert it into a mixed number. And so let's go ahead and do that. You have to figure out how many times can 12 go into 65. Now, let's write that down. So we have 12 into 65. 12 into 65. So it should be easy. How many times does 12 go into 65?
5.
5
times.
times.
5 times, because 12 times 5 is
60.
60. Very good. So now we have 65 minus 60, which is what?
5.
5. So what we have now, we have the whole number is going to be what?
5.
5. The denominator is going to be
12.
12, and the numerator is going to be what?
5.
5. And so what that means is that our answer is going to be, it's going to be equal to 5 and what? 5 over what? Over 12. And that's how we got our answer. Okay, let me know if you understand how we got our answer. Again, let me know if you understand how we got our answer for the
Yes, sir.
second one.
Yes, sir.
Samantha, Summer. Again, let me know if you understand how we got the second one.
I do.
One.
Yes, I do.
Malik. And the rest of you who did not answer, let me know if you understand how we
do.
got it. Angel,
I do.
Yes, sir.
Kingston. Okay. All right. Okay, okie dokie. Where is Zara? Zara, are you there? Where's Zara? Zara Hannah. Zara, are you there? Zara, where's your notes? Where's your notes from yesterday and today? Where are your notes from yesterday and today? Zara. I see you fall back in the same habit of not sending your notes. Zara Hannah, where's your notes? And oh, by the way, if you finish with the slide, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp before we move on to the grade exercise. Again, if you finish with this, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp if you're finished with, before we move on to the grade exercise. Ricardo, do you understand how we got our answer? Ricardo.
Yes, sir.
And Nakari Roberts, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and Kingston, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Explain how we got 5 and 5 over 12, Kingston.
Yes, sir. So the first thing we did is that we turned the mixed numbers into improper fractions. Multiply 3 times 12, which is 36, plus 7 is 43 over 12. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. And then we get 2 times 6, which is 12, plus 5 is 17. And after that, we try to find the lowest common multiple, which is 12. So we multiply 43 times 1, and 12 times 1, and 14 times 4, and 3 times 4, and then 17 times 2, and 6 times 2. giving us 43 over 12 plus 56 over 12 minus 34 over 12.
Mhm.
We add first 43 plus 56, which is 99, take away 34. And we subtract 99, take away 34 is 65 over 12. Then after that, we divide. 12 going to 65 5 times. And then after that, 65 take away 60 is 5.
Mhm.
And we use the 5 at the top
Mhm.
as the whole number.
Mhm.
And then we use the answer we get from 65 and 60
Mhm.
as the numerator. And then 12 is our denominator.
Mhm.
And that's the farthest it can go. We can't simplify it no more.
Mhm. Okay. Thank you. Kingston, the rest of you, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Where's Brianna Roll? Brianna Roll, do you understand this?
Yes, so.
And Aliana, do you understand this? Aliana, do you understand how we got our answer?
Yes, sir.
How about you, Paul? Paul, do you understand how we got our answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so Malik, do you understand this?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay, and Kyle, do you understand this? Where's Kyle?
Yes, sir. I'm beginning to.
You're beginning to understand it? Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and do the grade exercise. The grade exercise is going to be very similar to what we have here. So if you understand this, then you'll be able to answer the grade exercise. No problem. So let's go ahead and do it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this inside of the chat for you. For those persons who are still writing and for those of us who are finished, we can hurry along to the grade exercise. Clear all drawings. And okay, good. Okay, so it's going to be grade exercise. Number what? Number 1. So it's going to be all right. All right, so for the first one, we're gonna say, let's call this number 1. Let's say that we have 5 and 4 over 6. Plus 3 and 2 over 3. Minus 2 and a half. Number 2, what if we have 6 and 7 over 10? Plus 2 and 3/5 minus 1 and 1/2. And number 3, say if we have 8 and 4, or not 4. Yeah, 4/5 plus 3 and 2/4. Minus 2 and um 3/4. Okay, just those 3. Ajani, what number you on?
I'm on number.
You're on number 1? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no problem. And where's Sarah? Aliana, what number you on? Zara, where's Zara?
So
Where's your notes for today's class?
I didn't have them write down.
Why don't you have your notes written down, Zara?
That's my book though.
What you mean you're not home?
2 yellows.
Say it again. Where is Angel? Angel, what number you on?
Number 1.
Number 1. Aliana, not Aliana. Ashtan, what number you on? Ashtan. What number you on, Ashtan? Ashtan, if you could have me, put what number are you on in the chat for me. And Bethany, what number you on? Number what?
Number 2.
Number 2. Brianna Roll, what number you on?
Number 1.
Number 1. Bree and Bri, what number y'all on?
Number 1, sir.
Number
one.
3.
Number 1 and number 3. Okay. Chai, what number you on? Chai, what number you on? Can't have from Chai. China, what number you on?
Number 2.
Number what?
Number 2.
Number 2, okay. Evanice, what number you on? Or are you still dealing with the past paper? Evanice,
Actually, on number 1.
one, okay. Gianna, what number you on?
Number 2.
Number 2. You understand what to do?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Jalen, what number you on?
I just started the graded exercise.
Did you send me your notes yet?
I can send it right now.
Take a picture of your notes and send them, Jalen.
Yes, sir.
Jevin, what number you on?
I am number 2.
Number 2. Okay. And Jeremy Langs, what number you on?
Number 2.
Jeremy, you say you're number 2.
Yes, sir.
You understand what to do?
Yes, sir.
And Juan, what number you on?
Number 2.
Number 2. Casey and Kevin, what number you all on?
Number 3, sir. I'm a number 2, sir.
Number 2. Okay. Kiajane, where's Kiajane? Kiajane, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Where's your notes for today?
I am still writing the notes for example number 2, but I am done with the notes for example number 1.
Take a picture of example number 1 and let me see it.
Yes, sir.
Kingston, what number you on?
Say on number 3.
Number 3. And Kyle, what number you on?
Number 2 right now, so we're just going on number 2.
Okay, and Malia, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3. Okay. Malik Roll, what number you on?
Number 1, sir.
Oh, 1, okay. Good. Myla, where's Myla? Myla, can you hear me? Myla, why are you not speaking into the mic? I don't do the text sending, you know. Is your mic broken? You can need to write down the notes that I just posted inside the chat, Myla. I just posted the first 2 examples. You need to write them before you move on to the grade exercise. I still don't have your notes, Myla. I still don't have them. I still don't have your notes. Like I said, use your mother's phone to take a picture of the notes, Myla, because for some reason your phone is not, I'm not getting your messages. Nevaeh Wallace, what number you on? Nevaeh Wallace? Where's Nevaeh Wallace? I can't know if I'm Nevaeh. Olivia, what number you on?
Completed.
Completed. For those of you who are finished, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Paul, what number you on?
Number 2.
Number 2. Randisha, what number you on? Randisha, what number you on? And she says she on number 3. Ricardo, what number you on?
Number 2.
Number 2. Ronisha, what number you on, Ronisha? And Ronisha, what number you on? She says she's on number 2. Sabria, what number you on? Again, Sabria, what number you on? And Joseph, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3. Good. Samantha Taylor, what number you on?
I'm finished.
Okay. And Summer, what number you on? Summer, what number you on? I can't hear from Summer. Tegan, what number you on?
Number 3.
Number 3. And Zaria, what number you on?
Number 2.
Number 2. All right, let's go ahead and answer these questions. Again, for those of you who are finished, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Who else is finished besides Olivia and Juan? Anyone else is finished? Anyone else is finished?
I finished.
China, you finished? Okay.
I finished.
All right, Kingston, help me out with number 1. How are we gonna get an answer?
Yes, sir.
By the way, for those of you who are not finished, please finish your work and then send your answers to me, please. Again, for those of you who are not finished, send your work once you're done so that you could be able to have your work in. Okay, go ahead, Kingston. What the first thing we're gonna do?
Yes, sir. So the first thing we're gonna do is turn the mixed numbers into improper fractions.
Very good.
So we multiply 5 times 6,
Mhm.
which is 30, plus 4 is 34 over 6.
Mhm.
And
So
for 3,
So you have 34 over 6 for the first one.
yes, sir.
Okay, for the second one.
And for the second one, get 3 times 3, which is 9, plus 2 is 11 over 3.
11 over 3. And then the second one, the third one.
2 times 2, which is 4, plus 1 is 5 over 2.
Very good. So we have 5 over 2. Okay,
So-
so that's good. And what do we do at this point? What else do we do?
At this point, We have to find LCM.
All right, so what's the
LCM is
LCM of 6, 3, and 2?
6.
6. So we're gonna multiply 6 by 1. We're gonna multiply this one by 1 as well. We're gonna multiply the 3 by
2.
2, and multiply the top by 2 as well. We're gonna multiply the 2 by
3.
3, and multiply the 5 by 3. Good. By the way, for those of you who are still working, make sure to quickly finish up so you could send in your work. Again, please send in your work once you're done. Again, send in your work once you finish. That goes for all those who haven't finished yet. Go ahead, Kingston, what else we do?
So after that, we don't know 1 multiplied by 34 is 34. And 1 multiplied by 6 is 6. So we still get 34 over 6. And after that, 11 times 2 is 22. And 3 times 2 is 6, which is 22 over 6.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third one, 5 times 3, which is 15. And 2 times 3, which is 6.
So 15 over
6.
Good.
And then we add 34 plus 22 is 56 over 6.
So
Take away
34,
15 over
34
6.
plus 22 is 56.
So take away
56.
15 over 6.
56 over 6 minus 15 over 6, yeah.
So
What else we have now?
now we got a minus that, which should be 41 over 6.
Mm-hmm. What is 41 over 6? That's going to be what?
And then after that, after that, you divide 41 by 6.
And you get what?
I guess 6, the whole number, and 5 over 6.
Very good. Did anyone else get 6 and 5 over 6? By the way, did anyone else get 6 and 5
Yes,
over
sir.
6?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Chai, Samantha, Tegan. Anyone else got 6 and 5 over 6?
I did. Yes, sir.
Okay. Kevin. Okay, go ahead, Gilbriana. Help you with number 2. If you got it right, please put a tick. If you got it wrong, please put an X. Go ahead, Gilbriana. Help you with number 2.
The problem for number 3.
Pardon?
I'm still working out the problem for number 3.
Okay. Okay, so let me ask. Aliana, can you hear me? I wonder if our Wi-Fi is good. 1, help me with number 2.
With number 2, we're going to change 6 and 7 over 10 into mixed fraction. So we're going to say 6 times 10 is 70.
No, 6 times 10 is?
6 times 10 is 60. 60 plus 7 is 7. 60 plus 7 is 67 over 10.
Over 10, yeah.
And 2 times 5 plus, we're going to change 2 and 3 over 5 into mixed fraction. So we're going to say 2 times 5 is 10, plus 3 is 13.
Yeah.
So that's going to be 13 over 5.
13 over 5, yep.
Minus, and we're going to change 1 and a half into mixed fraction. So we're going to say 1 times 2 is 2, plus 1 is 3. So it's going to be 3 over 2.
Very good.
And we're going to find the LCM of 10, 5, and 2. And the LCM of 10, 5, and 2 is 10. We're going to say 67 times 1 and 10 times 1. And we're going to say 5 times 2 and 13 times 2. And we're going to say 2 times 5 and 3 times 5.
Yeah.
Now we're going to say 67 times 1 is 67 all over 10. And we're going to say 13 times 2 is 26 all over 10. I'm going to say 3 times 5 minus 3 times 5 is 15. all over 10.
That's correct. So what we do next?
We're gonna add 67 over 10 plus 26 over 10.
Must be, we're gonna get what?
We're gonna get 93 over 10 minus 15 over 10.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna get 78 over 10.
So 93 minus 15.
78
over 10. Yeah.
78 over 10. And now we're gonna divide.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna divide now.
Go ahead.
And once I divided, I got 7 and 8 over 10.
Mm-hmm.
And that could be reduced into, because 2 could go into 8 and 10. So my new number is 7 and 4 over 5.
7 and 4 over 5. Did anyone else get 7 and 4 over 5?
Yes.
I did.
Yes, sir.
7.
Yes, sir.
Anyone else got 7 and 4 over 5?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Very
Yes, sir.
good. Very good. If you got it right, please put a tick. If you got it right, please put a tick. Bree and Bri, you also got that?
Yes, sir.
That's good. Good. I need Samantha. Help me with number 3.
Yes, sir. Okay, we're gonna change the. Okay.
You're gonna
Next
change.
fraction into improper fraction.
Yeah.
8 times 5 is 40 plus 4 is 44 over 5.
So you're saying 8 times 5 gives me 40 plus 4 is 44?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so 44 over what?
Over 5.
Uh-huh.
Plus 3 times 2 is 6 plus 1 is 7 over 2.
Uh-huh.
Minus 2 times 4 is 8 plus 3 is 11 over 4.
So you have 11 over 4?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Then we're going to find the LCM for 5, 2, and 4,
Uh-huh.
which is 20.
20, yeah.
We're going to multiply 5 times 4, which is 20.
Mm-hmm.
What we do at the bottom, we do at the top, times 4, 44 times 4. Then we do 2 times 10 is 20, and 7 times 10 is 70.
Mm-hmm.
Then we do 11 times 5, and 4 times, 11 times 5 is 55, and 4 times 5 is 20.
Mm-hmm.
Then we add 176. 44 plus 7, which is 176 minus 55.
Over 10 minus what? I mean over 20, sorry. 20.
Minus 55 over 20.
Minus 55. How do you get 55?
11 times 5 is 55, and 4 times 5 is 20.
Very good. So 55 over 20.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Then we add 176 plus 70, which is 246 over 20.
Mm-hmm. So
Minus
246 over 20.
Minus 55 over 20.
Minus 55 over 20.
Then we subtract 246 and 55, which is 191 over 20.
191 over 20.
And we change change it back to a mixed fraction.
Uh-huh.
So we divide it. 20 and how many times is 20 going to 191? 9 times.
Uh-huh. So you get what?
And then I get 20 times 9 is 180, and I subtract. My numerator is 11.
Mhm.
My whole number is 9, and my denominator is 20.
Mhm. So would you put it as 9 and
11 over 20.
9 and 11 over 20? Okay. All right. Did anyone else get 9 and 11 over 20?
Yes, sir.
I did.
Okay.
I did.
9 and 11 over 20 is correct. Anyone got all right? Let me know if you got all right.
Yes,
The
sir.
first
Yes, sir.
one, the second one, and the third one.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Anyone got one wrong? One wrong. One wrong.
I did.
Gilbriana, one wrong. Okay. If you got all right, put I. Olivia, you got one wrong?
Yes, sir.
How?
One common mistake.
Oh my. I know you're an elite one, so. All right. If you got all right, please put I. If you got one wrong, please put Y. If you got two wrong, please put N. Again, if you got all right, please put I. If you got two wrong, please put. If you got all right, please put I. If you got one wrong, please put Y. And if you got two wrong, please put N. Okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's do another example. All right, so let's go ahead and do it. So I'm gonna put this inside the chat. By the way, please let me know if y'all understand how to do these. If y'all understand how to do these, let me know.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good, perfect. So I need those persons who haven't sent in their work. Again, those persons who have not sent in their work to send in your work right now for me. Again, those persons who have not sent in their work to send in their work for me. The rest of us, let's move on to the next part of this, which is, clear all drawings. It's gonna be keep, and there we go. All right, so let's go move on to the next one. So this is example number 3. Example number 3. So example number 3, we're also dealing with another, dealing with mixed numbers question. It's not difficult. It's one thing is that we're dealing with mixed numbers and regular numbers and regular fractions. So I guess that's easier. So again, the question is, we want to consider this question. So let's say that we have Mr. Jones. Write down this question for me, please. Again, write down this question for me. So we have Mr. Jones, and it says Mr. Jones is baking a cake, right? Which calls for the following ingredients. What are the ingredients? Well, we're gonna need
Egg.
egg.
Yes, that's how you make it.
Okay, so we're gonna need 3/4 pounds. Oh, sorry, 3/4. Let's put the 4 here. 3/4 pounds of walnuts. You're gonna need 1 and 1/2. 1 and 1/2 pounds of almonds. And we're gonna need a fourth pound of pecans. So the question says, how many pounds of nuts are needed altogether for the cake? So how many pounds of nuts are needed altogether for the cake? And if we're gonna answer this question, then how are we gonna answer this question? We know that we have 3/4 pounds of walnuts. We have 1.5 pounds of almonds, and we have 1/4 pound of pecans. How are we gonna get how many pounds of nuts are needed? What y'all think we're gonna do?
Gonna add.
We're gonna add. Very good. So we have to add. Just add. Strictly add. So we're gonna add 3/4, right? Use a red one.
Plus.
Good. 3/4 plus what?
Plus 1 and 1/2.
Very good. Plus 1 and 1/2, right?
Plus 1/4.
Plus
1/4.
1/4. Okay. So we have 3/4 plus 1 and 1/2 plus 1/4. And the reason why we're adding is because what we need to do is we need to find the sum, right? The sum of all of them. So you have 3/4 plus 1 and 1/2 plus 1/4. How are we gonna get this? What are we gonna do? What's the first thing we have to do?
You have to do the mix, the one in the middle first.
Yeah, we have to
change it into improper fraction.
change it into improper fraction. Very good. So we have to take this mixed number and change it into improper fraction. That's the first thing we need to do. And so let's do that. So we're gonna take the mixed number and change it into improper fraction. So what is the mixed number? The mixed number is 1 and 1/2. So we're gonna multiply this by multiply the 1 by the 2. We're gonna
Which
add.
is 3.
So 1 times 2 is what?
2.
2. And then plus 1 is gonna be what?
3.
3. So it's gonna be 3 over what?
2.
3/2. Very good. So you have 3/2 plus what?
3/4.
3/4.
3/4
Plus 1/4.
plus what?
1/4.
Plus 1/4. All right. Now next, what is the next thing we're gonna do?
Multiply.
Multiply
Gonna
what?
find
Multiply.
find the lowest.
Find the lowest common multiple. Very good. Find the lowest common multiple. So we have to find the lowest common multiple of 4 and 2. 4 and 2, because 4, if we say 4, 2 and 4, they're the same thing. 4 and 2. So the lowest common multiple of 4
It's
and
4.
2. So we list the multiples of 2. The multiples of 2 are gonna be what? 2,
2, 4,
4,
6,
6,
8,
8,
10,
10, and so on,
12.
right? And so we're gonna continue with that. And then the multiples of 4 are gonna be what?
4, 8,
Eight.
12, 16.
4, 8, 12, and so on. So it's gonna be 4, then 8,
8.
then 12,
It's all.
then 16, and so on. And so we have, what we have here, we have the lowest common multiple of 4 and 2. It's gonna be what?
4.
It's 4. It's 4. So it's gonna be 4. So we're gonna say 4 is the lowest common multiple of 4 and 2. So the LCM, right? The LCM is going to be the LCM of 4 and 2 is definitely gonna be 4. So if that's the case, then we have to say, okay, what times 4 gives me 4?
2.
No, what times 4 gives me 4?
Oh,
One.
4. Any
One.
one.
1. What times 2 gives me 4?
2 times 2.
2, very good. And then whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the top. So it's gonna be times 2. And then we have what times 4 gives me, what times 4 gives me 4?
1.
1. And then it's gonna be what? 1 as well.
1.
So it's gonna be equal to, we're gonna have what? 3 over 4 plus what? 3 times 2 is what?
6.
6. So we have
6.
6 over what?
Over 4.
Over 4.
4.
Over 4 plus what?
1 over 4.
Plus 1 over 4. Plus 1 over 4. So what does that mean? What do we have to do with this? We're going to do
What
what?
the? Add up all.
We're gonna add all of the numerators. So we have 6 plus 3 is what?
9.
6 plus 3 is 9. So we have 9 over 4. 9 over 4 plus 1 over 4, which is what?
10 over 4.
It's gonna be 10 over 4. And we're done, right? We're done. Since we have 10 over 4, we're finished, right?
No, sir, we have to
No,
simplify.
No? So what we have to do?
Divide.
We have to divide, right? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna say, we're gonna say how many times does 4 go into 10? Four goes into 10 how many times?
2 times.
Twice,
2.
right? Because 4 times 2. So 4 times 2 is gonna be what?
8.
8, yeah. Yeah, so we have 10 minus 8. What is 10 minus 8? That's gonna be what? That's
2.
gonna be 2. And so our answer, because notice now, what is our whole number? The whole number is gonna be what?
2.
2. The whole number is 2. What is the numerator? It's gonna be what?
2.
2.
2.
And what is the?
2 and 2 over 4.
Very good.
Denominator is 4.
Denominator is the denominator is 4. And so it's gonna be equal to 2.
And 2 over.
Very good. 2 and 2 over 4. So 2 and 2 over 4. What are we done? Or we still have more to do?
Because we can simplify it.
We can simplify it. So we can say 2 divided by 2,
which is 1.
which is 1, and then 4 divided by 2, which is
2.
it's 2. So our answer is going to be 2
2.
and
1
what?
over
And
1
1
over
and 1 over
2.
1 over 2. And so that means that the pounds needed for this cake is going to be 2 and 1 over 2. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Johnny, do you understand how we got our answer?
Yes.
Angel, do you understand how we got our answer?
Yes.
Pardon?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And Bethany, you understand?
Yes, sir.
How about you, Brianna? Do you understand how we got our answer?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Excuse me. Brianna, explain how we got 2 and 1 over 2. Where's Brianna? Brianna, roll.
Yes, sir.
Can you explain how we got 2 and 1 over 2?
We got 2 and 1 over 2 because, okay, the question is, Mr. Jones is baking a cake which calls for the following ingredients. 3 over 4 pounds of walnuts, 1 and 1 over 2 pounds of almonds, and 1 over 4 pounds of pecan. How many pounds of nuts are needed?
Okay.
So the question is 3 and second. Okay, so the question is 3 over
We can't hear you no more, Brianna. Are you still explaining it? Because we can't hear you. I can't hear from Brianna. She's explaining. She said, Gianna, are you there? Where's Gianna?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead and explain how we got 2 and 1 over 2.
Yes, sir. So we place the numbers down, right? And then we find the lowest common multiple.
Mm-hmm.
So the lowest common multiple would be 4. So
Yes.
So 4 times 1 is 4, and when we time whatever we put to the bottom, we also time whatever we times at the bottom, we times it at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be 3 over 4 plus 6 over 4 plus 1 over 4.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then we add 3 over 4 plus 6 over 4, and then it would be 9 over 4, and then we place down the 1 over 4, and 9 over 4 plus 1 over 4 equals 10 over 4.
Mm-hmm.
And when we simplify, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when we simplify 10 over 4, we get 2 over 4, and then we divide 2 over 4 by 2, which equals to 1 over 2.
Thank you, Gianna. All right. If you all are finished, you all finished writing this down, right? If you are finished with writing this down, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, if you're finished writing this down, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. The correct word is not simplify. When I thought about it, it's actually changing this improper fraction to a mixed number. All right. So again, once you finish with this notes section, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, once you finish with this, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. For those persons who are still writing, I'm going to put this inside the chat. Dion, do you understand this? Where's Dion? Dion, do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. I'm still waiting on persons to send in their work. Again, I'm still waiting on persons to send in their work. All right, by the way, y'all understand how we got this answer, right? Before we move on to the next one.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Good. Have you sent in the work yet? Let me know if you sent in your work.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes,
So-
sir.
Okay, good. So let's move on to the next question. Clear all drawings. Let me okay, good. So example number 4. So for example number 4, so that one was just like a word problem, just looking at, how do we attack word problems when it comes to dealing with, answering, operating on mixed numbers. Like what if we have a word problem and we have to find, what, and we have to find like what is the sum, all you have to do is add them up and to be able to get, the sum of it. I also want us to do this question. This one says, this is a very good question. It says, I also wonder if we should wait till tomorrow to do this one, but let's still do it. So what we have here is we have this question, and it says that we want to evaluate to find the sum of these two mixed numbers. So this is the question. It says evaluate 3 and 3 over 5 plus 2 and 2 over 15. So let's go ahead and try that. So the first thing we're gonna do is, well, let's write down the question. So we have 3 and what? 3 over what? 5, right? Plus what? Plus 2 and what? 2 over 15. Question, what's the first thing that we're gonna do in order to get our answer for this one? What's the first thing we're gonna do?
Find the LCM.
No, we
Gonna
don't want to
change
find
them
it.
into improper fraction.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
before you do that, sorry. Yeah. So let's change it into improper fraction first. We have 3 times 5 is what?
15.
15 plus 3 is what? That's going to be
18.
18 definitely. So we have 18 all over what? All over 5.
Me. Yeah.
All over 5 plus, right? Then we have 2 times what? 15. What is 2 times 15? Which I'll get for that.
30.
That's 30. Plus 2 is what?
32.
32, right? So we have 32 over 15. So what do we do? The first thing we did was we took 3 and 3 over 5 and we converted it into an improper fraction. So we say 3 times 5, which is going to be 15, plus 3, which is going to be 18. So we have 18 over 5. Plus, then we have 2 times 15. 2 times 15 is 30. 30 plus 2. 30 plus 2 is going to be 32 over 15. Now what we're going to do at this point?
No, we doing the LCM.
LCM is 15.
Yeah, now we find LCM. So the LCM is going to be the lowest common multiple. So the LCM of what? Of which two numbers? And find LCM of what?
5.
5 and what?
15.
And 15. And so let's go ahead and do that. First, we're going to list the multiples of 5. The multiples of 5 are going to be what? 5,
10,
10,
15,
15.
20,
15,
25,
15,
30.
20, and so on, right?
30.
Right? And so we could continue to listen off those multiples of 5. Someone mic is on, make sure. So we have, wait, what this? So we have this. And then we have the multiples of 15, which is going to be what? 15, 15,
30.
30,
45.
45, and so on, right?
60.
So based on this, based on these two multiples, what is the
15.
what is the lowest common multiple of 5 and 15?
15.
15, very good. So we have 15 here, and we also have 15 over there. So that's going to be 15, which means that the LCM of 5 and 15, the LCM of 5 and 15 is definitely simply going to be what? 15. And so we have the LCM of 5 and 15, which is going to be 15. And so what that means is, that means that what we can do is we can figure out how to, or what number we need to make the denominators the same. And we're going to use 15, right? So we're going to say, what times 5 gives you 15? 5 times what?
3.
5 times 3. Whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the top. So it's going to be 18 times what? 18 times 3, right? And then for this one, we have 15 times what?
1.
15 times 1. Whatever we do to the bottom, we must do to the top. Very good. And so now we have a situation where we have, let me use a different color. So we have 18 times 3. What is 18 times 3? That's going to be what?
54.
54. 54. And then we have 5 times 3, which is what?
15.
15, yeah. 15 plus 32 over what?
15.
32 over 15, very good. And this is going to be equal to, what is 54 plus 32?
86 over 15.
86, very good, 86 over 15. 86 over 15. And what is 86 over 15 written as a improper, written as a mixed number? It's going to be what? It's going to be equal to, what we could do is we could divide, right? So let's do that. I want to figure out how many times does 15 go into, I want to know how many times does 15 go into 86.
5 times.
5 times?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Which is 75.
So 15 into 86. It's gonna be 5, you're right. 1. 15 times 5 is what? I got
86.
75, 75, 75. And so we have 6 minus 5 is what? What is 6 minus 5? 1. And then 8 minus 7 is what?
1.
1. 1. So that means that the whole number is gonna be what?
5.
The whole number is 5. Right, that's the whole number. And what's the denominator? That's gonna be 15. And what's the numerator?
11.
11. So that means that our answer is going to be 5 as the
15 and 11.
whole
over
number, 11 as the numerator, and 15 as the denominator. Are we done, or we still have more to do for this one?
You can't simplify it.
No, we cannot simplify it. So our answer is 5 and 11 over 15. Question, do you all understand how we got 5 and 11 over 15? Let me know.
Yes, sir.
Anna?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Paul, I need you to explain how we got 5 and 11 over 15. Paul.
So you first have to multiply 5 by 3 plus 3, which is 18. And then you have to do the same for 2 times 15, which is 30 plus 2 is 32. And then you have to find the LCM of 5 and 15, which is 15. Then you have to multiply them by 1 and 3, which gets you 54 over 15 plus 32 over 15. And then you have to add it up, which you get 86 over 15, which equals to 5/11 over 15.
All right. Thank you very much. By the way, I need you all to take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Take a picture of this. Everyone take a picture of this and send it to me via WhatsApp. I need everyone to send in their work for me. Take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. And then we're gonna move on to health science and then general science. So again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp as we transition over to health science. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. All right, go ahead and take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. How many persons have already done that before we transition. Let me know if you already sent in your work.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, let's move on to health science. I'm going to put this inside the chat for those persons who are still writing. Okay, so let's head up. Okay, let's go ahead and start our drawings. Let's go. All right, so today is Tuesday. Tuesday, the 16th of April, 2024. The subject is, of course, health science first. We're going to deal with health science first. And we're going to be looking at a familiar system to you all. I hope it's familiar. We use it every day. No, the digestive system, yes. How many persons are familiar with the digestive system?
I am.
Yeah, should be familiar with the digestive system. The last thing we did, we started by looking at a portion of the digestive system, which is the teeth, and we talk about the different parts of the teeth, the crown, the enamel. We talk about the pulp. Yeah, and we also, talked about sometime before the different types of teeth, the incisors, the molars, the premolars, the wisdom tooth, and what's not. Today we're going to be looking at the digestive system and its functions, and even the structures that are part of it, right? We can see how much ground we can cover with the digestive system, but the digestive system is definitely something that is covered in both health and general science. They could bring it in either exam. So let's figure out what is the what is the what things we need to know concerning the digestive system. And so let's go ahead and write these notes down. So the digestion of food begins where? Where does the digestion of food begins? Where does
At the mouth.
In the mouth.
In the mouth.
In the mouth. The digestion of food begins in the mouth. And where does the digestion of food ends? Where does
Butt.
Nope.
Small intestines.
In the small intestine. Very good. And ends in the small intestine. So intestines. Now there are processes that assist in helping the food to digest. And the food goes through different stages. So there are processes that the food goes through as it passes through the digestive system, or we can call it passes along the alimentary canal. And the alimentary canal is just another word for the digestive system. But when you're talking about the alimentary canal, we're talking about we don't include the liver and the gallbladder and stuff. We're looking at that tract from the mouth all the way to the anus. That tract, that's what we call the alimentary canal. Even though the liver helps with digestion and the pancreas helps with digestion, they're not considered to be a part of the alimentary canal. So the first thing that needs to happen is that food needs to be taken into the mouth. And when food is taken into the mouth, what do we call that process? When you put food in your mouth, start with I.
Injection.
Ingestion, very good. Ingestion. So ingestion is the first part. You gotta put the food inside of your mouth, or food has to enter inside of the mouth. And so that's ingestion. So ingestion, this is the process. Right? Write this down for me, please. This is the process of putting any substance into the mouth. That's what ingestion is. So when we put the food inside of the mouth, then we know that that's ingestion. The inserting of food into the mouth, that's ingestion. And we do that every day. And when we put food into our mouths during the process of eating. The next part, so we have ingestion, and the next part is digestion. What does digestion mean? This is the what?
Breaking up the food.
Yeah, breaking up the food. So this is the breakdown, right? This is the breakdown of food into substances that the body can use, right? So digestion is when you break down the food into substances that the body can use, that the body can use so that we can get energy, right? Question, China, what is the ingestion? What is ingestion, China?
Process of putting any substance into the mouth.
Say it again.
Ingestion is the process of putting food in the mouth.
Very good. Ingestion is the process of putting food into the mouth. Okay, now, and Dior, what is digestion? What is digestion, Dior?
Digestion is the breakdown of food into substances that the body can use.
Very good. Digestion is breaking down the food and the substances that the body can use. Now, there are two types of digestion, right? So there are two types of digestion. There are two types of digestion. The first one is, anyone know?
Chemical.
No, they start with M.
Mineral?
No, not mineral.
Chemical.
Mechanical, very good. The first one is mechanical digestion. Okay. Now, mechanical digestion is one of the types of digestion. What does that mean when we say mechanical digestion? What do we mean? What do we mean by that?
That's like when you physically use a part of your body to digest food or
Yeah,
break down.
Very good, very good. And we talked about that. I believe we talked about that a bit. Yeah, last week. For some reason, it was brought up. So mechanical digestion, that's when food is physically made smaller by crushing and grinding of teeth and muscles. So this is the process, or we could say this occurs, right? This occurs when the food is made physically smaller by crushing and grinding, by the crushing and grinding of teeth and muscles. Okay. So when we make the food smaller, by crushing the teeth and by grinding the teeth, by crushing the food or grinding the food using the mouth or muscles. So mechanical digestion doesn't only refer to, the chewing, the physical chewing inside of the mouth, but also when the food get into the stomach and also other muscles, how it is broken down using the muscles, how it is churned in, like how the stomach moves it around and stuff. That's part of mechanical digestion as well. And then we have another type of digestion, which is, anyone know? Call us II. It's gonna be what? So we have mechanical digestion and you have chemical digestion. So chemical digestion. Now chemical digestion, this occurs when, so this occurs due to the actions of chemicals, right? Enzymes, right? That change the chemical makeup of the food to a simpler substance. All right. Paul, can you read the definition of chemical digestion?
Chemical digestion. This occurs due to the actions of enzymes that change the chemical makeup of the food to a simpler substance.
Very good. To a simpler substance. Very good. Tegan, can you read the definition of mechanical digestion?
Mechanical digestion. This occurs when the food is made physically smaller by the crushing and grinding of teeth and muscles.
Very good. And Ricardo, where's Ricardo?
Yes, sir.
What is meant by the term ingestion? What is meant by ingestion?
The process of putting any substance into your mouth.
Very good. And Angel, what is meant by digestion?
Digestion, this is the breakdown of food into substances that the body can use. There are two types of digestion.
Very good. Let's move on to the next question. Not the question, but the next part of digestion. So we have ingestion, right, which is the intake of food. Then we have digestion, which is breaking down the food into smaller process parts, which can occur through mechanical digestion or chemical digestion. And then we have, finally, we have egestion. Now, what is egestion? Anyone know what egestion means? We say
When you take in something.
No, egestion, not ingestion, egestion. What is that? So ingestion is when you put in substances into the mouth. What is egestion? It's gonna be what?
You take out substances.
Take out.
Yeah, so that's the removal of the solid.
Like excretion.
Yeah, exactly. It's like excretion, right? So basically it's defecation, right? Or feciation. No, I'm sorry, feciation. So you have, so this is the removal of solid or semi-solid, undigested foods from the body. This can also be termed as defecation or feciation. So egestion is when you remove, basically when you defecate or when you remove solid or semi-solid and undigested food from the body. Okay, that's feciation. All right, so moving right along. So let's talk about how does so we're gonna go through each like part of the digestive system and talk about how, like what happens inside that and how, like what sort of digestion occurs in each part of the digestive system or each main structure of the digestive system. So we're gonna first start off with the mouth. So what role does the mouth play in digestion? So like what goes on in the mouth? And so that's what we're gonna talk about now. So the mouth, so we know food is placed in the mouth. How do you say food placed in the mouth? Is crushed by what? It's crushed by the teeth and mixed with what? So the teeth crush food, but what does it also mix with?
Saliva.
Saliva. Very good. So food placed in the mouth is crushed by the teeth and mixed with saliva by the tongue. So food placed in the mouth is crushed by the teeth and mixed with saliva by the tongue. Very good. What else happens inside the mouth? So saliva is made by the exocrine or made by an exocrine or a ducted gland in various locations in the mouth. The saliva serves two essential purposes. Now, the purpose of the saliva is to moisten the food so that it would be easy to follow, easy to swallow. So imagine if you didn't have saliva inside of your mouth. When you eat food, everything would be dry, and that wouldn't be nice, right? So in order to like reduce friction as the food goes down, you have the saliva. So the saliva is there to moisten the food. So it moistens the food to make it easy to swallow. Right, that's the first thing. And it starts enzymatic reaction. Starts the enzymatic reaction or chemical breakdown. Of food. So basically what we're saying is that multiple things happen inside of the mouth. So not only is the food crushed, right? But, broken down into smaller pieces physically by the teeth, but the food is also mixed with saliva. And the purpose of the saliva is to make sure that the food is moist, so you be able to, so that you'll be able to swallow it properly and without a lot of friction. And also there to break down the food chemically, because the saliva actually has enzyme inside of it, and the enzymes start to break down starch inside of the mouth. So the enzymes in the saliva, amylase, AMYLASE, that enzyme helps to break down starch inside of the mouth, and it's found in saliva. And so So the saliva helps to moisten the food, so the easy to swallow. Excuse me, and the saliva also has enzymes that starts the chemical breakdown of food. Okay, so that's the purpose of the saliva, and all this happens inside of the mouth. The tongue, right? The tongue will roll the food into a ball-like structure. Anyone know the ball-like structure? That
No, sir.
the name of it start with B. The ball-like structure that goes down the esophagus. The name of it. You don't know that? No, y'all don't know that? No one knows?
No, sir.
It's B-O-L. Giving it away now. The tongue will roll the food into a ball-like structure called the bolus. Bolus. So the bolus is bolus. So the bolus is the ball-like structure that the food is, gathered into, so that it could be swallowed into the esophagus just before swallowing. So what is this telling you about when you're eating? So what it tells you is that it is better to chew your food properly, because if you chew your food properly, then what could happen? If you chew your food properly, then it could be better broken down so that it wouldn't be such of a strain on the rest of the digestive system. Okay. Okay, China, read what happens inside the mouth for me.
Yeah, so mouth. Food placed in the mouth is crushed by the teeth and mixed with saliva by the tongue. Saliva is made by an exocrine or duct gland in various locations in the mouth. The saliva serves two essential purposes. It moistens the food to make it easy to swallow, and it starts the enzymatic reaction or chemical breakdown of food. The tongue will roll the food into a ball-like structure called the bolus just before swallowing.
Very good. All right, very good. Okay. Where's Milo? Milo, are you there? Can't have Milo. Where is Kmar? Kmar, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Read what happens inside of the mouth.
Food placed in the mouth is crushed by the teeth and mixed with saliva by the tongue. Saliva is made by exocrine or ducted gland in various locations in the mouth. The saliva serves two essential purposes. It moistens the food to make it easy to swallow, and it starts the enzymatic reaction
Enzymatic reaction.
or chemical breakdown of food. The tongue will roll the food into a ball-like structure called the bolus just before swallowing.
Very good. Okay, good. All right. Now let's move on to the esophagus. We know what happens inside the mouth. The food is broken down by the teeth physically, and the saliva acts on the food, not only lubricating it, but also serving to break it down chemically. Now the esophagus. Esophagus is the next part where it goes. Esophagus. E-S-O-P-H-A-G-U-S. Esophagus. Okay, so let's talk about the esophagus. This is a long tube, right? The esophagus. This is a long tube covered by smooth muscles and extends from the mouth to the stomach. As the food passes through this tube, it is squeezed into the stomach by a series of wave-like motions called peristalsis. And this is very important. They always like to ask, what is the series of motions that happen? They like to do it in the diagram or whatever. So you have to understand what peristalsis is. And I'm going to show you a diagram of peristalsis so you can see what exactly is it. But in order for the stomach to get the food from the esophagus, peristalsis takes place, and that helps the food to be able to get into the stomach. So peristalsis is going to be a series of reactions, not reaction, but a series of contractions. So that, let me show you. So this is peristalsis. So what we have here, this ball-like shape. Anyone remember the name of this ball-like shape? What do we call this? This ball-like shape. What do we call it?
Bolus.
Bolus. Is there only one? Is there only one person in this class? I'm talking to all of you. What is the name of the
Bolus.
bolus? Very good. It's a ball-like shape, and this is the food that came from the mouth. Now inside the esophagus, it's going to squeeze and push down, squeeze and push down, and this process is called peristalsis. Peristalsis. So if they ask you, if they show you a diagram like this, and they ask you like, what is this process called? This process is peristalsis. This is how food moves from the food moves from the mouth into the stomach. Okay, so peristalsis. All right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's see. So, all right. So let's finish this. Okay, so go ahead and write this down. If you are finished with this notes, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp again. If you're finishing this with this notes, the notes, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, if you finish with this, take a picture of this and send it to me via WhatsApp. All right, again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your notes and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. before we move on to general science.
Mr. Pati,
Mm-hmm.
all you have to do, if you are members bolus, all you have to do is just say bolus.
Ah, okay. Yeah. All right, go ahead and take a picture of your notes and send it to me via WhatsApp before we move on to the next question. I mean the next subject. All right, let's move on to the next subject, which is general science. Let's move on to the next subject. So today is it's Tuesday.
Excuse me, Mr. Reed, my internet.
Okay. Oh, let me put this inside the chat for you. For those of you who are still writing, I'm going to put this information inside the chat for your benefit. Again, for those of you who are still writing, I'm going to put this information inside the chat for your benefit. Okay, let's move on to general science. So today is Tuesday, the 16th of April, 2024. The subject is, of course, general science. The topic is going to be, we're going to be looking at the atmosphere. The atmosphere. So we know that there are layers of the atmosphere, right? Do you all know that? That there are layers of the atmosphere.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now,
The laugh. I only know the crust. I only know the crust.
the crust is not a
Only know
layer. The crust is not a layer of the atmosphere, though.
Oh, it's
It's
not?
layers, it's
No.
layers of the earth. We're talking about layers of the atmosphere. All right, so layers of the atmosphere. So let's first define what is the atmosphere, and then we can get into its layers, right? So the atmosphere is a blanket of protective gases that cover the Earth's surface. So it's there to provide insulation. So that basically to protect us from the extreme temperatures right out outside. So providing insulation against extreme temperatures. The atmosphere is divided into 4 distinct layers and the exosphere. So if we were to define the atmosphere, we'd say it's a blanket of protective gases, right? And it covers the Earth's surface. So let me just highlight it's a blanket of protective gases.
That's our shield from the hot sun.
In a way, it acts as a shield or protection in a way. In a way, it does act as a protection. There are 4, and that's exactly what it says, providing insulation against extreme temperatures, right? So you could look at it as a shield, you know. So there are 4 distinct layers of the atmosphere, and then we have the exosphere. So there are 4 distinct layers and the exosphere. So let's describe the layers of the atmosphere, and let me just show you in just broadly, what it looks like, and then we can talk about the different parts of it. So basically, you're looking at something like this. So you have the Earth's atmosphere, right? And you have the troposphere, the ozone layer, the stratosphere, the mesosphere, thermosphere, exosphere, and so on. So this is basically what we mean by the Earth's atmosphere. These layers of protective gases that covers the Earth's surface, acting as a shield in a way from the extreme temperatures on the outside. All right, so that's basically what we mean. That's like a good visual you could look at just to get an understanding of what's happening. Okay, so next up, we have let's talk about the exosphere. So the exosphere, that's the outer part of the atmosphere. So the exosphere is the outer part of the atmosphere, which extends into outer space, right? So the exosphere is going to be that outer part of the atmosphere, the outer part of the atmosphere that extends into outer space, okay? And then you have this exosphere right now. And then you have the next part, where we have the ionosphere. The ionosphere. Now, ionosphere is, you can hear the word ions in that, ions. So is the layer of the atmosphere that is furthest away from the Earth. That's the one that's all the way up there. In which we could say the sun's energy scripts electrons, forming ions. For this reason, it is called the ionosphere. So basically, this is the place where, this is the layer where ions are made, right? The ionosphere. That's why we call it the ionosphere, because where ions are made, right? So the sun, it's the layer that's farther away from it's the layer of the atmosphere that's farthest away from the earth. But it's also the place where ions are made. And the ions are made when the sun's energy strips electrons from atoms, I should say from atoms, forming ions. So when you have the electrons taken away from the atoms, then you call it an ion. So the sun's energy strips electrons from atoms, forming ions. And this is why we call it the ionosphere, because ions are formed in the ionosphere. The sun's energy is going to strip electrons from atoms, forming forming ions. Okay. Okay, next up we have the next, and by the way, let me just show you the ionosphere. Let me just show you it. So like we said, it is the, let me just show you this picture. Like we said, it is the one that is farthest away from the earth. That's this one, the layer that's farthest away from the earth. This is where the ions are formed, okay? This layer. So that's when we talk about ionosphere. It's the one that's farthest away, okay? Next is the mesosphere, and then we can talk about the stratosphere and the troposphere, but we're on the ionosphere right now. That's the one that's furthest away from the earth, in which the ions are formed, okay? So ionosphere. Okay, so next up. Next up is the mesosphere. So the mesosphere is the layer of the atmosphere that is, or which is, in the middle, which is in the middle of the atmosphere. It is the coldest, and it contains the ozone. Now, what does the ozone layer do? What does the ozone do? Ozone does what? Protects what? Life on Earth from what? What does the ozone protect life on Earth from? From the sun's what? From the sun's what? What does the ozone protect us? The sun rays, ultraviolet rays, right? From the sun, ultraviolet rays. So the layer of the atmosphere that contains the ozone is the mesosphere, or the mesosphere. That's it's the coldest, and it contains the ozone. That's the mesosphere. And then, so let me just show you. So you have the ionosphere, where ions are made. You have the mesosphere, in which you have the ozone layer there, and then you have the stratosphere. So the stratosphere is going to be, so the stratosphere is the layer of the atmosphere that is above the troposphere in which airflow is horizontal and where large jets, so large jets fly into the stratosphere to avoid bad weather conditions, right? So where large jets fly to avoid bad weather conditions in the troposphere. So the stratosphere is the one that is above the troposphere. And this is where large jets is going to fly to avoid bad weather conditions in the troposphere. And then finally, we have the last layer, which is the last layer, which is the one closest to the Earth. That's going to be the troposphere. This is where all weather happens. So troposphere. So troposphere. Troposphere, let me just keep this in this color. So the troposphere is the layer of the Earth or of the atmosphere that surrounds the Earth. So it surrounds the Earth. In this layer, in this layer, clouds, right? Rain and wind are formed or are found. In this layer. Bad weather can occur. Okay. And that's your 4 layers along with the exosphere, which is the outer part of the atmosphere. Okay. So, question, what is the part of the atmosphere where bad weather can occur? Name the part of the atmosphere where bad weather can occur.
Troposphere.
Where?
Troposphere.
Troposphere. Troposphere, very good. Troposphere. Okay. Name the area of the atmosphere where ions are formed. Where ions are formed. Where's that? What layer of the atmosphere where ions are formed?
In the ionosphere.
Ionosphere, very good, ionosphere. Which layer of the atmosphere is the coldest?
The mesosphere.
The mesosphere, very good. Which layer of the atmosphere where jets fly to avoid bad weather?
Stratosphere.
Stratosphere, very good. Stratosphere. And which layer is outside of the atmosphere and goes up into space?
Exosphere.
The exosphere, very good, the exosphere. Gianna, can you read the definition for exosphere, please?
Yes, sir. The exosphere is the outer part of the atmosphere which extends into the outer space.
Very good. And Bree, can you read ionosphere?
The ionosphere is the layer of the atmosphere that is furthest away from the Earth, in which the sun's energy strips electrons from atoms, forming ions. For this reason, it is called the ionosphere.
Ionosphere, very good. And Dion, where's Dion? Where's Dion? Okay, Dion, read the mesosphere.
The mesosphere is the layer of the atmosphere which is the middle of the which is in the middle of the atmosphere. It is the coldest and it contains the ozone. Ozone protects life on Earth from the sun's ultraviolet rays.
Very good. All right, and I need Malik, can you read the definition of stratosphere?
Yes, sir. The stratosphere is the layer of the atmosphere that is above the troposphere, in which air low is horizontal and where large jets fly to avoid bad weather conditions in the troposphere. So,
Thank you. And Samantha, read the definition of troposphere.
The troposphere is the layer of the atmosphere that surrounds the Earth. In this layer, clouds, rain, and wind are found. In this layer, bad weather can occur.
Very good. And okay, so how many layers of the atmosphere do we have based on these notes?
4.
4, very good. And then the fifth one, it would be that's outside of the atmosphere would be what? That would be the
Exosphere.
exosphere. Very good, exosphere. Tegan, what is the part of the atmosphere that that manufactures or makes the ions?
The ionosphere.
The ionosphere. Very good. And Dior, where's Dior?
Yes, sir.
What is the coldest what is the coldest layer, and which one and the one that contains the ozone?
The mesosphere.
The mesosphere, very good. All right, by the way, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp again. Take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, take a picture of your work and send it to me via WhatsApp.
Excuse me, Mr. But
Mm-hmm.
I was supposed to tell you I got my schedule today.
Okay. Yeah, I saw the schedule. It's online too. A lot of
Yeah,
studying.
the exams. I saw the exams were at the end of May.
Yeah. Again, once you finish with your work, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp.
Send my work.
Okay, once you send your work, you can leave. You have to send your work first.
Good night, Mr.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, Mr. Petit. I sent
Good
you my
night.
work.
Good night.
Mr. Petit,
Uh-huh.
did you critique my
No, I ain't look at it yet. I mean, I
oh
saw it, but I ain't look at it yet. I mean, really look at it. But I will. When you have to submit this anyway?
22nd.
22nd? Okay.
22nd of this month.
Okay, no problem. Yeah. I'll be sure to look at it as soon as possible.
About the oral English on Sunday, will you help me with that?
That's what I was trying. Oh, thank you for reminding me. I was trying to figure what you mean by, like, what you want me, how you want me to help you?
Like on English, I mean on Sunday, man.
I mean, I can help you. I just want to know, like, what you want me to help you with.
I mean, it's basically just we did the same thing last week Sunday, right?
Yeah, we did that. Oh, you mean something like that?
That's all.
Okay, sure, no problem. That's no problem. All right. All right. Once you finish with your work, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Again, once you finish your work, take a picture of it and send it to me via WhatsApp. Ajani, where's Ajani?
Yes, sir.
Where's your notes?
I'm not done writing them yet.
Okay. Let me send a picture of this to you so you can write it down. Okay?
Yes, sir.
I'll send it to your phone. Tegan, are you finished writing this down?
No, sir.
Okay. Chai, where's Chai?
Yes, sir.
You finished?
No, sir.
Take a screenshot of it. You got it, Jai?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.